once you've mastered your personal energetic frequency, you understand it, you know how you interact in the world. It's like, okay, now I'm in a space to understand myself with connection with the universe, with connection with a higher power, with connection to everything. I know exactly who I am in this. Your personal energetic vortex holds the answer to collapsing time. Welcome to another episode of The Energy of Success. I am absolutely buzzing to bring this episode to your ears today. It is phenomenal, the power that this podcast has for people. I am incredibly grateful for you all, and I want to talk today about how I collapsed time 3 years in 3 hours this past weekend and why it has changed absolutely everything. So let me take you on a journey. First of all, I want to talk about getting in alignment, but also getting in your truth. And there are so many people that I see that are either flogging a dead horse, they're doing something just because they can, they got it, but it doesn't light them up. They're not allowing themselves to evolve and change and adapt and give themselves permission to do something different. They're not allowing that. And that's what this whole episode is about. Allowing yourself to evolve and knowing that every single part of that evolution played a part. Now, my podcast and my business are a real testament to this. It's something that I stand so strong in. I will always say to people, do whatever lights you up and keep doing it. When whatever used to light you up changes and something new comes along, allow yourself and give yourself permission to see where you want to go. Now, this isn't shiny, let's do this, let's do that. This is deep rooted soul alignment. So, on the outside, to the logical person, it might look like I've jumped around in the last 5 years in my business. And since I started this podcast, there have been many iterations of what it was going to be called. If you go back and tune into the earlier episodes, it was called Becoming Fearless, because that is who I needed to be to get this podcast out to the world. It was a real challenge for me, and I invite you to go and listen to that first episode if you're thinking about bringing a podcast out, because it will really help you if you're facing the things that I was then. I really needed to find my courage. I needed to become fearless, and that's what the podcast brought me. And then the first 20 episodes, I was outsourcing. I had guests in nearly every episode. I was bringing other people into this space without absolutely standing strong in it myself. And the podcast evolved, the name evolved, and so did I. The Energy of Success is a podcast that brings you real insight, tips and techniques and tools to allow you to be your most expansive self, to allow you to evolve, to allow you to do what you really love and continue to keep doing what you really love in a way that brings you so much joy. Collapsing 3 years into 3 hours is what I'm going to talk about today. So just like my podcast name changed as I evolved, so has my business evolved. The title I started out with, Suffolk Life Coaching Clinic, has changed. Charlotte Carter Coaching has changed, High Performance Activator, and has locked into I Dare to Leap. And now I Dare to Leap has got more expansive. It was I Dare to Leap into personal growth. Now it's I Dare to Leap into the most expansive version of myself. Whether that be logical, whether that be illogical, whether that be high performance led, whether that be pure energetic led. I am here for it all. And this is how it all came together. And I really want to share this with people as part of my own story for certain, but also to allow you to really understand and give yourself full permission that you are phenomenal. You are all pure energy. You are here to evolve, to change, to move. That's how we grow. That's how we are our greatest evolution of ourselves. So about 3 years ago, I had an offer called High Performance Kickstarter. It's a 30-day offer. It is incredibly powerful, and it allows you to create a 30-minute personal practice for yourself. So it's an offer that's there for people who haven't got enough time. They wish they were doing stuff, but they don't know where to start. This is the offer that I created, and it really is so powerful. It is in a very simple, digestible way to understand yourself. You get a journal with it, you get email prompts, and you get some extra information in the portal, and you're able to understand and give yourself permission in bite-sized daily things to really tune into where your time's going, what's happening, who you are, how you can connect back to yourself, how you can bring in some personal practices that are going to work for you. And that's where it all started. I'm like, okay, this whole concept of time has to be cleaned up. It has to be focused on. What you focus on grows, remember? And that's where this was born. And I've had many people through it. And it's exactly where I say to people, if you're new to personal growth, if you're saying you haven't got time, try this. Try it for 30 days. You'll find time, believe me. And you'll know and you will notice and you will start to see, oh my goodness, there's so much available for me. And that's where it started, High Performance Kickstarter. And then I'm like, hey, do you know what? Now I've kickstarted people to find the time to understand themselves, to really tune in, to connect to who they are and set intentions and create opportunities. Now we've got to look at, okay, how do we actually activate growth within this? How do we hold it? How do we understand ourselves on a deeper level? How do we remember that we are born worthy? How can we shift any of these old beliefs? How can we really embody our energy? How can we understand all of the aspects of life? And then came the next program, High Performance Activator, a 3-month program that I delivered live many times, and it was phenomenal. And there are a cohort of my activators that still meet up. They meet up once a quarter from 3 years ago. That is the ripple effect of this work. They're all cheerleading each other on, and I absolutely love it. And again, this program is absolutely incredible if that's where you're at. If you're like, I'm in a place where I've got to understand myself more. I've got to become more self-aware. I'm in the space of personal growth. I'm just new to it. I really want to binge it. I want to absolutely understand it. And so High Performance Activator is now self-study. You can click on the link and really get access to it in a way that is going to give you everything that you want and know about yourself to get this baseline, this foundation, this like, oh my goodness, I'm aware of all of this now that I wasn't. And then it took me on the next journey, High Performance Energetics. I started to see all of the growth in my activator clients. I started to see where they were going. And I started to understand, okay, this is great. This is personal growth. This is absolutely phenomenal. What's the next piece? Once they've got that bit established, that part of who they are really locked in and loaded, where do we go now? And of course, we go energetics. Of course we do. Of course we do. High Performance Energetics is around understanding you are and we are all energy. We all vibrate at different frequencies. And High Performance Energetics allows you to understand all of that stuff and allows you to own and hold and really master your own energetic frequency. And I'm really excited about that. It's a big part of my evolution. It's a big part of how I support people, and I'm really excited about it. And then the next piece. Okay, so we've got people becoming aware of where they're spending their time. Okay, we've got people becoming aware of who they are in that time. We've got people understanding that they can tune into feeling really epic while they're in space and time, and they can collapse it. Now, we've got to go to the pure energetics, the pure energy mastery, your personal energetic vortex. That's where you go next. Once you've mastered your personal energetic frequency, you understand it, you know how you interact in the world. It's like, okay, now I'm in a space to understand myself with connection with the universe, with connection with a higher power, with connection to everything. I know exactly who I am in this. Your personal energetic vortex holds the answer to collapsing time. It holds the answer to rapid growth. It holds the answer to desire activation. But for some, you'll never get there because it's a leap. It's a leap into the vortex. It's a leap into the wildly unknown. It's a leap into the illogical. And I get it. I really do. Because I've been on this path. And one of the greatest gifts I've given myself is to allow myself to go there. To allow myself to evolve. To allow myself this greatest evolution. To allow everything and more. And so the next piece, the next program, the next part is Infinite Flow. Infinite Flow. The program where you work with me, bespoke, allowing you to understand, get clarity on, and master your own personal energetic vortex so that you can magnetize vitality, currency, adoration, whilst being in pure soul alignment. And then we go to the next place, which is for another episode, which is where I hold you, which is where we're in the next phase. No, it's not for another episode. My guides are saying, no, it's for this episode. We take you to the next space, the expansion vortex. This is what that version of me always wanted when I set up this business. This is what I always wanted. I wanted to be able to meet people where they were at, allow them to come on a journey if they so wished, of growth, of alignment, of potential, of possibility, of wild abundance. Because that's what life's about, activating aliveness. And the expansion vortex is my living, breathing portal of possibilities, infinite possibilities. And it's where you get to really understand everything as you evolve and expand and allow all of your desires to land within your soul and within your reality. And so this weekend, I collapsed 3 years into 3 hours. And I sat in my office. I got a huge whiteboard and I tuned in to the version of me that created High Performance Kickstarter. She was incredible. It was phenomenal. It was magnetic. I celebrate her And I put High Performance Kickstarter on the board. Moving to High Performance Activator. I absolutely love this program. I called my business High Performance Activator for a whole year. This really fueled me. That identity really fueled me. And for those that come into that program, it will really fuel you. It's an activation of everything. It is a very holistic personal growth and development program. So that went on the board. High Performance Energetics. Oh my goodness, my latest birth in this trio that bridges high performance with the energetics. This very logical flow. My most potent work in that field and the completion and the modality for certain. Excited for all the people that are like, I know there's more. The people that are curious, the people that want to understand energy, the people that want to understand manifestation, the people that are keen to explore their own personal energetic frequency. This is for you. This is epic on multiple levels. They all are. And then my greatest evolution is to carry on the evolution, bringing the logical and bringing the illogical. And that is where you collapse time. Because infinite flow and the expansion vortex are spaces where we are incredibly potent and powerful, expansive, catalytic, infinite and limitless. And they will absolutely blow your mind. And one of the threads with my work, because one of the threads with myself is nervous system mastery. Nurturing your nervous system is key. It's an aspect that runs through everything that I do. So I feel complete. This episode was essential for me to speak out to you all. So I am incredibly grateful to you all to listening. I'm going to be talking more and more about how you collapse time, how you give yourself permission to evolve, how you can create things that you never, ever in this conscious mind would ever believe. But the foundations have to be there. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to understand how your mind works. You've got to understand how your body works. You've got to know how to connect into it. You've got to nurture that nervous system like never before. And you've got to prioritize your energy to get to open these vortexes, to get to expand into them, and to get to truly feel alive. So much love for you all.